Welcome, brave adventurer, to our chronicle of courage, cunning, and chaos. You will be stepping into the boots of Grumdur Ironforge, a male dwarf of a rather chaotic and evil disposition. Grumdur, with his criminal past, has a taste for chaos and a thirst for gold that's as insatiable as the fiery pits of the underworld. Grumdur is not just any common dwarf. He is a seasoned barbarian, feared for his strength and endurance. His charisma might be low, and his intelligence not the best, but when it comes to raw power and resilience, few can match him. Armed with his trusty great axe and a sturdy shield, bound by chainmail, Grumdur is a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. His proficiencies lie in athletics and intimidation, making him a formidable opponent, both physically and mentally. But remember, the world is as dangerous as it is mystical. It is filled with trials and tribulations, opportunities, and unexpected events. This is your story. How will you write it? Let us begin. In the heart of a vast, snow-covered mountain range, Grumdur Ironforge stands alone, an old and torn map clutched in his callous hands. The chill wind bites his face, and the blinding snowstorm restricts his vision. His objective is clear, though. He seeks the entrance to the old dwarven mine, Anvilmar. Rumor has it that Anvilmar is now abandoned, its treasure room still filled with untold wealth in gold and precious stones, a truly irresistible lure for our barbarian. But the entrance to Anvilmar is a mystery, hidden somewhere in the frosty peaks. Grumdur, you must find Anvilmar's entrance. You squint at the map, the cold wind making it difficult to focus. You look around, trying to match the landscape with the map. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Conizary has been chosen. Just try to dig where you stand. Grumdur, undeterred by the bitter cold and the blinding snowstorm, plants his feet firmly in the ground and begins to dig. His powerful, thickly muscled arms drive his great axe deep into the snow. He doesn't know what he'll find, but he knows he must try. Roll a d20 to see if your digging yields any results. You rolled 6. Your great axe cuts through the snow like a hot blade through butter, but as the snow gives way, the axe clangs against something hard. It's not the sound of metal against stone, but rather against metal. As you work to clear the snow away, it becomes clear that your axe has struck some form of an iron door. It's old and covered in frost, almost invisible against the white landscape. However, as you press against it, the door doesn't budge. It appears to be sealed or locked. Grumdur, you must figure out how to open this door. Do you have a plan? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Loser nerd has been chosen. Headbutt the door open. A wicked grin crosses Grumdur's face as he decides on a direct approach. He takes a few steps back, eyes narrowed at the iron door. With a fierce battle cry, he charges, intending to headbutt the door open. Roll a d20 to determine the success of your headstrong attempt. You rolled 19. With a running start, Grumdur lowers his head and slams into the door with an earth-shaking thud. The impact rattles his bones, but he shakes off the pain, satisfied as the door groans, its rusted hinges snapping under the force. With a final creak, it swings open, revealing a dark, foreboding passage. But as you step inside Anvilmar, you quickly realize it's anything but abandoned. Instead, a chilling sight greets your eyes, the skeletal remains of dwarves, their bodies strewn across the mine. It's clear they didn't meet their end peacefully. Something, or someone, has turned this place into a mausoleum. You must now navigate this mine, fighting off any monsters that may be lurking in the shadows, to reach the treasure room. Without any time to waste, what will be your first move, Grumdur? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Base Ape has been chosen. Inspect the dead bodies. What killed them? With a grim resolve, Grumdur kneels down beside the nearest skeletal remains. He studies them carefully, trying to determine what caused their untimely demise. Roll a d20 to check your success in discerning the cause of the deaths. You rolled 17. Examining the remains closely, you notice various claw and bite marks, far too large to belong to any normal creature found in the mountains. Their scale and ferocity hint at monstrous predators that now claim these tunnels as their lair. Suddenly, you hear a distant growl echoing through the mine. It's guttural, inhuman. Whatever killed these dwarves, you have a feeling it's still here, in the depths of Anvilmar. You must proceed with caution, Grumdur. What is your next move? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Base Ape has been chosen. Headbutt monster. It worked well before. Emboldened by his previous success, Grumdur decides to confront the monster head-on. His eyes adapt to the darkness, scanning for any movement. He tenses, preparing himself for the imminent charge. Roll a d20 to determine the success of your preemptive strike. You rolled 19. With a savage cry, Grumdur charges into the darkness towards the source of the growl. Suddenly, a large, grotesque creature lunges at him from the shadows. But Grumdur is faster. He ducks his head and slams into the creature, knocking it back with a surprised yelp. The creature, a hideous hybrid of rock and flesh known as a gorgon, recovers quickly and snarls at Grumdur, its eyes glowing menacingly in the dark. It's far from defeated but certainly disoriented by your unexpected attack. Grumdur, the fight has begun. How do you plan to continue the battle? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Little Green Martian has been chosen. Since it is working so well, keep headbutting again. Grumdur, seeing the success of his unorthodox strategy, decides to stick with it. He pulls back, flexes his neck muscles and charges at the Gorgon once again. Roll a d20 to determine the outcome of your relentless headbutts. You rolled 12. With the same savage determination, Grumdur charges once again, aiming his hardened skull at the dazed Gorgon. The impact sends a shockwave through your body as you connect with the creature's rocky hide, causing it to stagger backward. While your attack has definitely injured the Gorgon, it's still standing, now enraged and ready to strike back. It lunges at you, its stone claws aiming for your chest. A collision is imminent. You must defend yourself, Grumdur. What's your next move? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. You see why IBDA1 has been chosen. Pull out my axe and place it between us, letting him split his own head in two. Then laugh. With a quick, practiced motion, Grumdur pulls out his great axe, gripping it firmly in both hands. As the Gorgon lunges forward, he holds the axe before him, aiming to let the monster impale itself. Roll a d20 to determine the outcome of your cunning maneuver. You rolled 17. With a swift and deft move, Grumdur positions his great axe between himself and the charging Gorgon. The creature, unable to stop its momentum, impales itself on the sharp blade. It lets out a horrendous cry as it writhes in pain, then slumps lifelessly onto the ground, split in two by its own reckless attack. Taking a moment to catch his breath, Grumdur lets out a hearty, victorious laugh that echoes throughout the mine. The first monster has been defeated, but the path to the treasure room is still a long way ahead. Grumdur, you have proven yourself a formidable warrior. But remember, the treasure room is your objective. What's your next move? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Base tape has been chosen. Look around the darkness, what do you see? With the immediate threat dealt with, Grumdur takes a moment to survey his surroundings. The mine is shrouded in darkness, the light barely penetrating the depth of the tunnels. Roll a d20 to determine how well you're able to discern your surroundings in the dark. You rolled 4. The darkness of the mine is thick and unyielding. Despite your best efforts, you struggle to make out anything beyond the immediate vicinity. The looming shadows seem to hold 1,000 hidden threats, and the eerie silence is interrupted only by the distant drip 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 of water echoing through the mine. Suddenly, you feel a cool draft of wind coming from the right tunnel. It may lead you deeper into the mine, or it may be a dead end. Grumdur, how would you like to proceed? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Sharky has been chosen. Wind doesn't come from a dead end. Proceed down the shaft, with the wind as my guide. Grumdur, using his dwarven intuition and years of experience in caves and mines, decides to follow the draft. The wind, a natural guide in these underground labyrinths, leads him deeper into the mine. As you venture further into the darkness, the mine seems to come alive around you. The air grows colder and the sound of dripping water is replaced by a distant, rhythmic clanging, like the ghostly echoes of pickaxes striking stone. It seems you're headed in the right direction. Suddenly, a faint glow becomes visible ahead, illuminating the end of the tunnel. As you draw closer, the glow brightens, revealing an enormous door, ornately decorated with ancient dwarven runes. The sight of it makes your heart pound with anticipation. This must be the entrance to the treasure room. Now, Grumdur, you're standing before the treasure room's door, but it's securely shut. How will you open it? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. You see why IBDA1 has been chosen. The door looks weak. No match for my powerful headbutts. Grumdur, seemingly unfazed by ornate door standing in his path, sizes it up. He takes a step back and readies himself for another powerful headbutt, his go-to solution for any problem. Roll a d20 to determine the outcome of your headbutt against the ancient dwarven door. You rolled 17. Grumdur charges at the ornate door with all his might. His head connects with a thunderous crash, sending a shockwave through the entire chamber. The door groans under the impact, its ancient hinges creaking. With a final, mournful moan, the door gives way, revealing a grand treasure room beyond. The sight that greets you is breathtaking. Gold coins and precious gems glisten in the dim glow of the room, piled high in a testament to the dwarves' former glory. At the center of it all is a large chest, seemingly untouched and brimming with promise. But as you approach, a sudden movement catches your eye. The chest, once still, now shivers and shifts, transforming into a monstrous creature. The treasure chest was a mimic, a monster disguising itself as a chest to lure in unsuspecting adventurers. Grumdur, you now face the mimic. How will you engage this cunning foe? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Little Green Martian has been chosen. Say to it, nice titties. Taken aback but not losing his sense of humor, Grumdur looks at the mimic and smirks, nice titties. His voice echoes in the treasure room, a stark contrast to the menacing presence of the mimic before him. The mimic, however, doesn't seem to have a sense of humor. It merely stares at Grumdur, its monstrous form shifting menacingly in the dim light. How will you proceed, Grumdur? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Little Green Martian has been chosen. Headbutt it in the titties. Grumdur, ever the unconventional warrior, decides to keep up his headbutting strategy. With a wicked grin, he charges at the mimic, aiming for its grotesque form. Roll a d20 to determine the outcome of your headbutt attack. You rolled 13. With a roar, Grumdur charges at the mimic, his hardened skull aimed at the creature's monstrous form. He connects, sending a jarring shock through his body while the mimic recoils, caught off guard by the sudden attack. The mimic hisses, its form constantly shifting and twisting, ready to retaliate. The creature lunges at you, extending a pseudopod in an attempt to catch you off guard. You need to defend yourself, Grumdur. What's your next move? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Sharky has been chosen. Axe the pod, then headbutt the body. Drawing his great axe, Grumdur aims to sever the mimic's pseudopod before slamming his head into its body. It's a bold move, requiring precise timing and execution. Roll a d20 to determine the success of your combined attack. You rolled 11. With a swift movement, Grumdur brings his great axe down, aiming for the pseudopod. The blade cuts through the mimic's shifting form, causing it to retract its limb with a hiss. But before it can fully recover, Grumdur charges, head lowered, and slams into the mimic's body. The impact sends the mimic reeling, but it's far from defeated. It shrieks, an awful sound that echoes through the treasure room, its form shifting even more violently. The mimic, clearly enraged, is ready to strike back. Get ready, Grumdur. The battle is far from over. What will you do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. You see why IBDA1 has been chosen. Give it a good slap. Takes them right back to childhood. In the heat of battle, Grumdur decides to add an element of surprise. He pulls back his hand and aims a solid slap at the mimic, hoping the unexpected move will catch it off guard. Roll a d20 to see how effective your slap is against the monstrous mimic. You rolled 2. Grumdur takes a swing at the mimic, but his hand merely passes through its shifting form. The mimic, seemingly unfazed, retaliates quickly, its form lashing out towards Grumdur. Your slap hasn't worked as intended, Grumdur. You need to quickly figure out your next move as the mimic prepares to retaliate. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. You see why IBDA1 has been chosen. Headbutt the mimic. Over and over. Until it dies. UWU. With a determined glint in his eyes, Grumdur decides to return to his tried and true strategy, relentless headbutts. He readies himself, taking a moment to brace before launching himself at the mimic once again. Roll a d20 to determine the success of your relentless assault. You rolled 10. Grumdur charges at the mimic, his hardened skull leading the way. His head connects with the shifting form of the mimic, causing it to recoil. But the creature is resilient, its form shifting to absorb the impact of each subsequent headbutt. The mimic, now enraged by the relentless assault, retaliates. It lashes out, its form shifting into a barrage of pseudopods aiming for Grumdur. Your headbutts are keeping the mimic at bay, but it's far from defeated. The battle rages on. Grumdur, how will you proceed? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Era Megiddo has been chosen. Slice the pods with your axe and continue headbutting. Determined to bring down the mimic, Grumdur decides to combine his strategies. With one hand, he attempts to sever the pseudopods with his great axe, while continuing his relentless headbutts. Roll a d20 to see the outcome of your combined attack. You rolled 14. With deft movements, Grumdur brings his great axe down, severing several of the lashing pseudopods. The mimic recoils, its shriek echoing through the cavernous treasure room. Without wasting a moment, Grumdur charges again, landing another powerful headbutt. The mimic shudders under the onslaught and begins to shrink, its form flickering as it struggles to maintain its disguise. It looks weak, on the brink of collapse, but it's not finished yet. It hisses and lunges towards you for one final attack. The victory is near, Grumdur, but you need to deal the finishing blow. What's your final move? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. UBER Shrimp 69 has been chosen. Go in for a fake-out headbutt and take and bite out of the mimic. Deciding to end this battle with a surprising move, Grumdur feigns another headbutt but instead, opens his mouth wide to take a bite out of the mimic. Roll a d20 to determine the success of your surprising final move. You rolled 7. Grumdur lunges forward as if to deliver another headbutt, but at the last moment, opens his jaws wide and takes a bite out of the mimic. His teeth sink into the creature's form, but it's like biting into solid rock. Grumdur pulls back, spitting out a mouthful of mimic. The mimic trembles, its form flickering more erratically now. It seems your bite, while not as damaging as you'd hoped, has further weakened the creature. It's still standing, but barely. The mimic is on its last legs, Grumdur. You need to finish this. What's your next move? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Sharky has been chosen. Stuff it with treasure like the pitiful chest it pretends to be. Make it a mere chest permanently. Deciding to turn the mimic's disguise against it, Grumdur reaches for a handful of treasure and attempts to stuff it into the creature, aiming to turn it back into a mere chest. Roll a d20 to determine the outcome of your audacious maneuver. You rolled 7. With a handful of treasure, Grumdur lunges at the mimic, attempting to cram the gold and gems into its gaping maw. The mimic chokes and sputters as the wealth fills its mouth, its form flickering wildly. However, the mimic is resilient. It spits out the treasure, its form shifting and contorting violently. It seems your plan didn't work as intended, Grumdur. The mimic is weakened, but it's still in the fight. What will you do next? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Hit it with the most powerful headbutt ever. Grumdur, his patience running thin, decides to end this once and for all. He gathers all his strength, preparing to unleash the most powerful headbutt he's ever delivered. Roll a d20 to determine the success of your mighty headbutt. You rolled 20. Channeling all his strength and frustration, Grumdur delivers a headbutt of such force that the very walls of the mine seem to shake. His skull connects with the mimic's form with a resounding crash, sending the creature flying across the room. The mimic lands with a thud, its form flickering erratically before finally settling down. It lies motionless, having returned to its original chest form. It seems you've finally defeated the mimic, Grumdur. In the silent aftermath of the battle, you stand alone in the treasure room, the glow of gold and gems reflecting in your eyes. You've proven yourself a formidable adventurer and claimed your prize. But remember, your adventure isn't over until you've safely exited the mine and returned to the surface. How do you plan to proceed, Grumdur? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Sharky has been chosen. Throw treasure in the air in celebration until I uncover something interesting. In a celebratory mood, Grumdur starts tossing handfuls of treasure into the air, the golden gems sparkling as they catch the dim light of the room. As you scatter the treasure, something catches your eye. A small, ornate key, now revealed amongst the sea of riches. Roll a d20 to figure out what this mysterious key might be for. You rolled 14. As you pick up the small, ornate key, you notice it's unusually cold to the touch and covered in intricate dwarven runes. Examining it closely, you recall similar runes on the immense door leading into this treasure room. Perhaps this key was meant as a more subtle means of access. With the key in your possession, your path to the treasure room would have been much easier. However, that's in the past. Now, it's time to plan your exit from the mine. How do you intend to proceed, Grumdur? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Megiddo has been chosen. Grab the treasure-filled mimic and start headbutting your way out. With the treasure-filled mimic over one shoulder, Grumdur sets his sights on the exit. He readies himself for a series of headbutts, intending to force his way through any obstacles that may stand between him and freedom. Roll a d20 to determine your success in navigating through the mine by using your headbutt method. You rolled 20. With a determined glint in his eyes and the treasure-filled mimic slung over his shoulder, Grumdur begins his journey back, relying on his trusty headbutts to guide him through. A series of thunderous crashes echo through the mine as Grumdur barrels through obstacles and clears his path towards the exit. The walls shake with every impact, but Grumdur's unstoppable force is relentless. Through sheer tenacity and brute strength, you finally see the faint glimmer of sunlight at the mine's entrance. With one final, triumphant crash, Grumdur bursts out of the mine and into the fresh, cold air of the mountain range. As you stand triumphant, panting but victorious, the true weight of your accomplishment sinks in. You battled your way through the treacherous mountains, discovered the lost mine of Anvilmar, vanquished a formidable mimic, and claimed a treasure trove for yourself. Congratulations, Grumdur Ironforge. The air grows as you begin cold, to leave a chilling whisper of a low rumble echoes behind fills the air. As you begin to leave the mine, around you, a low rumble echoes behind their eyes accusing, their hands reaching out to you. As you begin to leave the mine, a low rumble echoes behind you. The air grows cold, a chilling whisper of ancient dwarven songs fills the air. Ghostly figures appear around you, spectral dwarves, their eyes accusing, their hands reaching out to you. Before you can react, they drag you back into the mine, the ancient door slamming shut with a resounding clang. Despite your efforts, it doesn't yield to your headbutts this time. It seems the spirits of the mine won't let you leave so easily with their treasure. You are trapped, Grumdur, in an ancient mine filled with the restless spirits of your kin. The only way out now is to navigate through the mine's intricate network of tunnels. But remember, you are not alone, and these spirits may not be as friendly as they once were. How will you find your way out, Grumdur? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Bleach Demon has been chosen. I strip and cover myself in lard, shout woo and twerk to seduce the mightiest spectre, to have them as my guide. Embracing the bizarre, Grumdur decides to strip down and cover himself in a layer of lard before starting an impromptu twerking dance. His intention is to seduce the mightiest spectre in order to gain a guide through the mine. Roll a d20 to determine the success of your unusual plan. You rolled 15. Covered in lard and with confident, daring moves, Grumdur begins his unusual dance. His shouts of "ooh-woo" echo through the mine, gaining the attention of the ghostly figures. One of the spectres, standing taller and seemingly more formidable than the others, watches Grumdur's performance with an unreadable expression. As the dance concludes, the spectre steps forward, its ethereal form shimmering in the dim light of the mine. It silently extends a hand, offering to guide Grumdur through the mine. You've successfully gained the help of a spectre, Grumdur. With this unexpected ally, escaping the mine might just be possible. What will be your next move? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Ira Megiddo has been chosen. Continue twerking to keep the spectre on your side and ask for directions. With the spectre's attention firmly on him, Grumdur continues his lard-lubricated twerking while asking the spirit for directions out of the mine. The spectre, seemingly amused or perhaps bewildered by your actions, silently points towards a tunnel that had been previously hidden by shadows. It appears to lead deeper into the mine, but it might just be your only way out. You have your path, Grumdur, and a spectral guide to boot. Will you follow the given direction or have another plan? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Era Megiddo has been chosen. Thank the Spectre for its help and twerk down the tunnel it pointed towards. Grumdur, in his own way, thanks the Spectral Guide for its assistance. Maintaining his twerk rhythm, he proceeds towards the tunnel, disappearing into the shadowy depth. As you shimmy your way through the tunnel, the air grows colder, and the sounds of your own movements are the only thing breaking the eerie silence. The tunnel is long and winding, with several offshoots branching off into the darkness. Suddenly, up ahead, you see a faint light. It could be an exit or another spectral trap. What's your plan, Grumdur? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Based Ape has been chosen. Headbutt the possible trap. Ever the headbutt enthusiast, Grumdur decides to take a direct approach to the potential trap. He stops twerking, braces himself, and charges towards the faint light, intending to headbutt whatever lies ahead. Roll a d20 to determine the outcome of your headstrong approach. You rolled 13. With a determined grunt, Grumdur charges forward, his head leading the way. As the light grows brighter, he can make out a shimmering barrier blocking the tunnel. His head connects with the barrier, causing it to ripple like water, but it doesn't give away. However, the impact seems to have caused something else. The barrier begins to flicker and then fades away, revealing a clear path ahead. It appears the barrier was a spectral illusion, and your headbutt has dispelled it. You're one step closer to freedom, Grumdur. The tunnel continues for a while longer before opening up to a larger cavern. You can see daylight at the far end, the exit at last. But the cavern is not empty. Spectral figures, possibly the rest of the mine's inhabitants, stand between you and your escape. What's your plan, Grumdur? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Bleach Demon has been chosen. Ask the specters to join me in celebration by twerking and using the larder slide out. Grumdur decides to try his luck with the remaining specters, hoping to get them to join his twerking celebration. He calls out, inviting them to join him, while readying his lard for the climactic slide out of the mine. Roll a d20 to see how the spectres respond to your invitation. You rolled 17. Grumdur's infectious enthusiasm seems to resonate with the spectral figures. One by one, they begin to move, the ghostly forms swaying in a strange echo of Grumdur's twerking dance. As the cavern fills with the spectre's otherworldly dance, Grumdur takes the opportunity to slather the lard across the cavern floor. With a running start, Grumdur throws himself onto the lard-covered floor. His body slides across the slick surface, picking up speed as he moves closer to the cavern's exit. The spectres continue the dance, oblivious or indifferent to Grumdur's escape. With one last push, Grumdur slides out of the cavern and into the daylight. He's free, out of the mine at last, with a story unlike any other. Congratulations, Grumdur Ironforge. You've escaped the haunted mine of Anvilmar, outsmarted spectral dwarves, and uncovered a treasure trove, all while introducing the spirit world to the art of twerking. Your tale is certainly one for the ages. Thank you for playing. And so, the adventure concludes. You emerge from the frosty grip of the mountain, stumbling out from the dark mouth of the mine and into the bright light of victory. The tale of the lost dwarven mine of Anvilmar, and the mimic that guarded its treasures, will be a story to tell for ages. Congratulations, traveler, on completing your quest. Your bravery and cunning have seen you through, and the riches you've earned are a testament to your prowess. You have faced the unknown, battled ferocious beasts, and returned victorious. Your story is one of legend and will be passed down through the ages. If you enjoyed this journey and wish to support more like it, consider supporting us on Patreon. Your contribution will aid in bringing more thrilling sagas to life. Or perhaps, if you found your heart racing and your mind engaged, support the channel by liking and subscribing. Feel free to share this channel with your companions and fellow adventurers. The more heroes that join us on these quests, the more epic our tales will become. And if you wish to discuss your grand journey and hear tales of others, join our vibrant community on our Discord. Links can be found in the description to further adventures and the stories yet untold.